Good day, I'm Adrian Atkinson and this is your JIS News for Monday, April 24, 2023. Rehabilitation of the Epworth Feeder Road in St. Anne is facilitating increased access to educational institutions and easier commuting for motorists. It has also resulted in approximately 25% increase in crop production due to enhanced access and mobility across the rural community. Prime Minister Andrew Holness officially opened the 3-kilometre parochial roadway on Friday. Work was carried out at a cost of $109 million, of which $4 million was contributed by citizens. The project was spearheaded by the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, with financing provided under the Caribbean Development Bank's Basic Needs Trust Fund. Mr. Holness said the government would be continuing work in the community to address water shortage and improvement of feeder roads.
We made a commitment to reduce this pain point of your bad road, and it was delivered. The commitments that we have made here today regarding your water, that is a commitment. In terms of the continuation of the road, more thought needs to be put into it as to what will be the impact of making that road more accessible. What will it do to the community?
The completion of the pipeline replacement project in Mitchelltown, Clarendon, has rekindled the hopes of many residents who had been without running water for decades. The $25 million project was completed through a collaboration between the National Housing Trust and the National Water Commission. As he commissioned the pipeline into service, Minister with responsibility for water, Senator Matthew Samuda, said government will be undertaking more rural area projects in the financial year.
This year, this government is deploying $7 billion Jamaican dollars for capital projects in water.
For years we have been carrying water on our heads with buckets and everything, and now we can turn on the shower 100%. And I'm grateful and thankful for that. It's a blessing for my community.
Meanwhile, Agriculture Minister Pernell Charles Jr., who is a Member of Parliament for the area, says other initiatives are in the works for Mitchelltown. They include a bicycle route and the repair of fish ponds to boost employment in the area.
I want all residents and all of Jamaica to know that it is not by coincidence that you are seeing upgrades not only in the water networks, but in the road networks across Jamaica. And Mitchelltown is a beneficiary of both.
Patient care at the Bustamante Hospital for Children is set to be boosted with the introduction of several development projects in the works. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says the projects, which are at various stages of completion, include the provision of additional bed spaces and the build-out of an overnight parent suite. There's also the introduction of the Animal Assisted Recovery Program, the renovation of the Accident and Emergency Waiting Area, as well as the implementation of an electronic health record system.
We talk about the need for technology. The ultimate technology is creating a virtual space for patient records to be logged, for telemedicine to be activated, for reduction of transaction time and transaction cost, so that we can optimize the efficiency when a patient comes in. We don't need to send for a paper-based record. Sometimes it gets lost, mislaid. Doctor have to assess the entire history of the patient before they can provide a proper prognosis as to how to move forward.
Dr. Tufton was speaking at the recent media launch of the hospital's 60th anniversary celebrations. Several activities will take place leading up to and after the Bustamante Hospital for Children 60th anniversary celebration on November 6 this year. They include an open day and health fair, sports day, church service, and the Dr. Leela Winter commemorative conference, as well as a staff awards ceremony. President of the Incorporated Master Builders Association of Jamaica, IMAJ, Lenworth Kelly, says a wide range of factors must be taken into consideration before constructing a building due to Jamaica's susceptibility to natural disasters. Speaking with JIS News recently, the IMAJ president says the impact of disasters such as earthquakes, wind and storm surges are crucial issues that cannot be ignored. Speaking specifically to earthquakes, Mr. Kelly says mitigation is the best action to safeguard infrastructures and preserve lives.
So we indeed are in an area where it's really critical for us to focus on how we design, then how we analyze, how we design, and then how we build, because that is your mitigation. In an earthquake, you have no prior warning. You respond. So it's either it was correct or it wasn't.
The Master Builders Association president believes that all relevant agencies must play their parts to ensure that buildings, if possible, will withstand the effects of an earthquake.
And so the oversight is provided by the design team. It's provided by all of these agencies that regulate the practice of building construction, so to speak. And so with all hands on deck, that is how we get infrastructure and building structures that can mitigate the effects of earthquakes.
And finally, tourism workers will benefit from the construction of 2,500 houses in the next 5 years. Portfolio Minister Edmund Bartlett gave the update during his contribution to the opening of the 2023-24 sectoral debate.
That is not to conflate what currently is happening with the NHT program, where Estuary, for example, is doing 3,000 houses, of which the tourism workers in St. James and Hanover can benefit directly.
Minister Bartlett says tourism workers will also benefit from 784 units under construction at the Ryan Park Estates and the NHT development of 1,286 units in Barrett Hall. Meanwhile, the Tourism Ministry, through the Tourism Enhancement Fund and the Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association, JHTA, are in discussions to develop a housing program for tourism workers.
The JHTA and ourselves are now fine-tuning a model similar to the Prime Minister's social housing model, where we from the TEF will put $100 million and they will match it to make sure that we can have 20 houses for workers of the industry every year for the next 5 years. And this will be under the social housing model. So the workers won't have to pay for it. They are in a position of need. We know the need, we recognize the difficulty, and from their own companies, they will be selected.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thank you so much for watching.